Hi, this is Paul again at Freight Connect, coming to you on day 24 of Readiness. We have gone 24 days, and that was for me um, to get in shape, to start that whole process. And I tell you what, winter is a big challenge. It's the start of the year, and it's the start of the year of these resolutions, these new ideas, thoughts, and it's new. It's a beginning, which it is. I mean, any day can be a beginning. It doesn't matter. It can be December. It can be um, the middle of the month. It can be whenever, right? It can be in the middle of the night. But January, the beginning of the year, it's a time period where we start. We start new thoughts, start new things, start new ideas, start new, anew. And throughout the year, it becomes old, right? So I just don't, I think that I'm probably just thinking of it in the wrong way. And what I mean by that is that when we think new, are we thinking about the excitement of it, right? Or are we thinking of it in the sense of that it's a part of who we are? You know what I mean? You really want to necessarily not get deep about things. You don't have to always get deep about things, but just to think about how this really becomes integrated in your life. Because sometimes we can want something and it's like a fantasy. It's that we see something on TV and we want a new body, or we want a new house, or we want a new this, or we want a new that. And one, to get there, do we think about that to be able to get to that point, what it's going to take? And then secondly, to keep it, so is that something that we really want? Is that something that we really are working toward, right? Something to work toward. But if it is, then that means it's that you're going to do whatever you got to do to get to it, right? Not that you're going to do anything illegal, but you're going to work toward it. You're going to do the things, find out, figure out, even if you got to go to Google or something like that and say, hey, I'm on day 15. I am still trying to figure out how to make this happen. Whatever it is, it could be that you're trying to learn how to cook, and you have and it's time bound. By the end of 30 days, I want to be able to make a cake, or I want to be able to make awesome cookies, or I want to be able to prepare a meal for two, or I want to be able to pick out the best wine and understand how that goes with the meal, right? There's so many different things that we may want to accomplish. I want to become a better brother, sister, father, son, whatever it is, uncle, teacher, doctor. And any rate, the reason I'm bringing that all up is just here today. I was going to go out. I was thinking about, hey, I need to go out and get out and do my thing, run or whatever it is I'm going to do. And I found it was 9 degrees. And that is just not, I mean, unless my mind is really made up to do it, that's not happening. And it'll be for very short term, So we're not going to go out and try to do that. I've got to get out, but not to do that. I did spend most of the day, I worked. So today is going to be my day off. We're going to count as a day off, but it was a good day. It really was. I spent the day, instead of being out in the cold, and then instead of, well, I didn't know that it was going to be that low. I didn't even know what the temperature was outside. But instead of not, I guess, well, what I did today, I worked, and I came up with a lot of good things came up today, and they didn't just happen, because I was sitting here and they just happened. Is because every day I've been working toward these things that are occurring, right? I talk about readiness and me going out and working out. That is actually a parallel to the things that I'm doing professionally, right? That I'm working toward professionally. I've had a goal for a long time, many, many years, and a belief, and it's something that I just can't shake. And I spend many days, many nights, a lot of money in terms of really trying to sacrifice a lot to try and bring this to fruition, because I truly believe I truly do believe in what it is that I'm doing. And so going out and saying, hey, I'm going to work out and I'm going to do this, that's something I truly believe. I believe in health, having good health, quality of life. That doesn't necessarily mean I do everything that I'm supposed to do, which I haven't been lately. In terms of eating right, I haven't been. I'm going to work on that. Definitely. I've done that before. And I mean, I feel amazing when I do. The body is just an amazing thing when you treat it right. It treats you right, you know. And but I have been, doing the workout, and I know that that is paying off. It's actually helping me mentally as well. But it's something that I'm working toward, and I truly believe in it. So I got to speak it, call it out, putting it out there on YouTube. Readiness. I'm working to get ready, to get myself to a place that I truly want to be, right? In that respect, when I'm talking about the health aspect of things. Um, so you've got to set that stage. You have to have a start. And you have to know what you're trying to get to, right? You've got to put time bound it. I want to be here by this time, and then, by this time. Don't beat yourself up if you get off schedule, but you have to have it as a reality. Write it down, whatever you have to do, post it, put it somewhere. And then what does that have to do with trucking and professionally? I mean, it's no different. It really isn't. There's a correlation between the two, professionally, trucking, life, personal, there is. And a lot of times when I am teaching, supporting, or whatever it is, I bring the two together to help understand, to help, present whatever it is that I'm presenting. Because again, I mean, as an example, in regards to trucking, there are things that I'm doing that I didn't understand. And it's because I just never went there to try to understand certain things, right? And now that I've forced myself to do it and put myself in a position where it's like, hey, this is what I want to do. And I heard this little thing that said, Paul, you need to be focusing over here and understand. And when you get the information and you start to understand some things just start to come together. And not only do they come together, you can't deny that they correlate with life, right? And it's like, this just makes sense. Things start to become unrevealed or become demystified. They just melt down to a point where it's like making that cake that you've always known how to make. If you knew how to make a cake, a good cake, but it just demystifies a lot of things to the point where it's almost like you're able now to talk a different language, and not even talk a different language. It gets to a point where you're able to communicate with others who speak a different language, and when you're able to do that, you're able to either be invited or invite yourself into their space and not be intimidated, or and not try to intimidate others, actually be able to fit in. you know it takes a commitment to learn another language, right? It takes a commitment to learn the business that you are in. It takes a commitment to be to go to the next level. That doesn't just happen just because I say I want a company and I decide to get into trucking. When you start to learn, I mean, truly learn, like, you don't understand it. There's some things that you understand, but you don't. I'm not saying that to anyone to say you don't understand. I am saying it to say that that is how it is. And you start connecting. I've been at this in this business in trucking. I've been at it since 2008, 2002. That's when I found out about it. Early 2002, maybe the end of 2001, 2002. And there's stuff that I'm learning today. And it's so cool. That's one reason I really like trucking. It's not the chaotic stuff. It is, because that's a part of it, because I don't like it for chaos or drama. I like it for to be able to build things, right? To be able to fix things, to be able to make things better. That's what I love about it. There's enough to fix, but it's so cool when you see it spread. You see others catching on. It is the most gratifying feeling. It really is. So that is, why I'm in it. But again, to the beginning of what I was talking about, the commitment. If there is something that you are really, really committed to, something you really, really want to do, something you truly are passionate about, or what have you, I say go for it. And in trucking, if this is where you're at, go for it. You might not be in trucking forever, but you develop that type of interest level, right? And you go that deep with it, you have that interest level and you start to take it to another level, you're going to learn some things. And as you learn, there's going to be more things that are going to be revealed to you, and you are going to grow because you have no choice. Because now you know it. If you want to deny it, you can, but you know it, right? And it's not just knowledge wise that you know it, it's what you can do with that knowledge that you have. And when you start putting that together like that, man, I mean, you like today, I can talk to someone who has one truck. Then I talk to someone who has 6 trucks. Then I talk to someone who has 200 trucks. There are different levels, no doubt. But just in that, having the conversation at those different levels, at the end of it all, it's like confirmation of a lot of things that I've been working on and that I'm planning to do. And it's like, this is going to be so amazing because so many people are going to be helped in this industry, you know. But just having those conversations and then having conversations with ancillary entities, institutions outside of trucking, and then just seeing how it all comes together and to see the breakdown, the things that need to come together, the things that are on both sides where there are things missing, right? But when they come together, when there's that understanding, man, it's like you see it before everyone else does, or you see it, and then when it comes together and others are catching on, there could be I'm not going to call it a revolution, but just the fact that just seeing things in a different way, just having that aha moment, and whether any of this stuff is considered rocket science or not, I'll put it on the level of rocket science. And the reason being is I don't know anything about rocket science, so I may not be qualified to say that, but what I'll say is that there are things that I didn't know, and now I do. Whether it's rocket science, I don't know about it, but if I put my mind to it, I could learn some stuff at a certain level, and it would correlate with life, right? And it would just make sense. There would just be some things that would make sense, you know. The theory of relativity, you know. I mean, when you stop and you study it, it just makes sense, right? So sometimes we just have to do that. We have to, if there's something that we're really into, stop and really dig in because the information's out there, you know. And then if, you have to rely on someone else because they're the ones that are the expert or what have you, so be it. I can read a book and that's someone that might be an expert at it, but that's where I had to go to help me, you know, to help me to get to where I'm trying to get to help me unlock some things that I've got locked mentally, right? So any rate, again, I didn't go work out, spent the time learning more as I said, I learn every day more and more stuff, and I'm so excited about it. And you know, just give your mind a break. And when I say give it a break, let it learn something else. Put it to use in a different way, bend it a bit. It'll thank you for it. It'll build that muscle, build that muscle. All right. And we'll work on this one again tomorrow. All right. So that's all I got. Hope you guys have one last thing too. The weather. It's a lot of people got power back up, but there's still a lot of people out of power. You go into Tennessee, there's still 60,800 out of power. There's 53,000 in Mississippi out of power. Louisiana has 24,000 out of power. It looks like Texas is definitely 1%. They're like 0.02%. 2,985 out of power. So there's people that are out of power all over the country, but I mean, the numbers are still too big in that Alabama, Tennessee, Louisiana area in Texas. But they're supposed to get some storms over there, over Colorado, some rain, ice, snow, and over the Carolinas, I'm sorry. And then that's supposed to, what they call it, a bomb, snow bomb, or a cloud bomb, or something like that. It's supposed to possibly hit as it goes up the East Coast, north on the East Coast. So hopefully, and I think tomorrow is when all that's supposed to really happen on Saturday. So hopefully they are safe. They check on people Hopefully they stay out of harm's way. Florida is going to get it. I understand. Florida is going to get it. Florida, you're going to get it. It's going to go down. The temperature is going to go down. I understand, in like 30s. So golf course weather, I don't think so. And then, but then I think that cold air from the north is probably hitting down there, and then it's hitting some warmer air and causing all that to go on. And that cold air is just going to hit the Midwest and a lot of the country as it comes down from the north. So, everybody be careful, drive safe. Even if it's sunny out, just be careful. All right. Look out for each other. You guys have a great and wonderful weekend. And God bless you. And I am going to figure out how to turn this thing off. There we go. All right. Have a great weekend.